The Invisible Enemy, the second serial of Doctor Who's 15th season, first broadcast in 4 parts from the 1st to the 22nd of October 1977, and written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin. Now, this story is particularly known for the introduction of one fan favourite character, but we'll get to him in a minute. Now, on a spaceship heading towards the planet of Titan is suddenly overcome by a strange and sinister virus. The virus sweeps over members of the crew and it eventually makes its way to the Titan base where it ends up infecting everyone. However, one of the security officers, a man named Lowe, manages to get an SOS out, which is picked up by the 4th Doctor, played by Tom Baker, and his companion Leela, played by Louise Jameson. Both of them make their way to Titan, which is in the year 5000, but the Doctor ends up contracting the virus as well. However, Leela somehow seems immune, to which no one can really figure out why she's immune. They eventually manage to come up with a theory that maybe it's something in her brain patterns, like she's a warrior, she's trained to kind of fight back, so maybe that's why the virus doesn't want to kind of get near her. But anyway, to try and fight back against the virus, everyone is taken to the Bial Foundation, and the Doctor is overseen by a man named Professor Malleus, played by Frederick Jaeger. And more specifically, the Professor is helped out by his computer, a robot dog, K9. This is the first appearance of K9 in Doctor Who, and supposedly he was originally, one of the original names that they toyed around with for him was going to be Fido, F-I-D-O. Yeah, I think K9 sounds better, so yeah. As I said, this is K9's first episode. He's voiced by John Leeson, and yeah, it's great to see him here. As the Doctor, eventually what Professor Malleus and the group try to do is that they end up cloning the Doctor and Leela. Because Leela seems immune, she and the clone of her clone and the Doctor are then shrunk down and injected into the Doctor's body, so that they can scoot around, find out what's going on with the virus, and hopefully work out an antidote to it, with them telling Malleus that eventually they will escape via the tear duct in the Doctor's eye. The Doctor and Leela's clones go inside the Doctor's body and end up encountering the nucleus of the virus, which is also voiced by John Leeson, and have to try and work out a way to stop it. Ultimately, this K9 would become a fan favourite companion. It would appear in the next 5 Doctor Who serials, and then we'll also get a Mark II that would stay with the Doctor for another 16 serials. But this was the first story in which he appeared, and you know what? It's lovely to see K9. It's always good to see K9. The story, as for the story itself, I think it's alright. It's not one of the greats, but to be honest, any story involving K9, that always brings up a notch. I know I sound like I'm gushing on K9 a lot, but you know what? This came as part of the box set of K9 Tales, so that's probably why I'm going so much with it. But the rest of the characters all do great too, and I do love the ending, which has... They managed to stop the virus, which at the end of part 3 had somehow managed to gain physical form, so they go back to Titan to try and stop it. And I do like the kind of clever way the Doctor manages to find a way to stop the virus, which is that it locks it inside a box, which it was already inside the box, and then kind of jams the front door with a gun, and then fills the room with oxygen and methane. To which, when the creature manages to get out of the box, that will trigger the gun, which will ignite the oxygen and methane and blow up the base on Titan, which I do think is a nice touch. But as I said, I do love also the ending where K9 comes with them. They go back to the Bial Foundation, they manage to talk to Professor Malleus again, who's been cured. They can say their goodbyes to him, and Malleus says to them that he is soon going to be going back to Earth. Like, the main reason he had K9 here as that was, back on Earth, he had always had a dog. And because he couldn't really justify the weight requirement when he came to do this job, he had to leave his dog behind, but he kind of built his computer to be both his dog and his computer, which is where K9 came from. However, he says to them that he's soon going to be going back to Earth, so he can get another dog anyway, so he asks them if they would consider taking K9 with them. The 4th Doctor seems a bit unsure, but Leela goes, "Oh yes, please, can we keep him?" To which K9 then scooted to the TARDIS and was like, well, I guess he's made up his own mind. I only hope he's TARDIS trained. So, yeah. The Invisible Enemy, as I said, I don't know if it's one of the great Doctor Who stories, but you know what? For a story that introduces the fan favourite character of a robot dog, I can't really hate it. It's still a really good story. Let me know what you think of this particular story down in the comments. And anyway, I'll let you know what I think of the spin-off K9 and Company. Oh boy, this is going to be big. Anyway, until next time, see ya.